So part of what we're doing, in a sense, is rescuing the past. You know, in my other class, sometimes I show Pinocchio, the movie. How many of you have seen Pinocchio? A lot of you, eh? So yeah, it's like the most popular animated movie ever made. Second, I think, is The Lion King. It's more popular. There's one scene in Pinocchio where Pinocchio rescues his father from a whale. You may remember that. You may notice that you watched that and that was perfectly fine as far as you were concerned, right? That you could watch a puppet swim with a cricket to the bottom of the ocean and rescue his father from a whale. It's like, okay. So the first thing you might think about is, how in the world could you sit there and swallow that? And not even notice that you were doing something as absurd and bizarre as any ritual you could possibly imagine. Well, it's partly because we're very attracted to narrative. And narratives have structure. Narratives are about behavior. And they have a deep structure, and they have a deep symbolic structure. So, for example, the whale in Pinocchio wasn't just any ordinary whale, right? Because if you remember, it also breathed smoke and fire. It's very strange behavior for a whale. And that made even a whale that strange. And that made it a dragon. And so partly what that meant was that Pinocchio was rescuing his father from a dragon. That's a very old story. In fact, that story is the oldest story that we have in written form. It's a variant of a story that was told by the Mesopotamians about 5,000 years ago. So, part of that story means, well, you should rescue your father. Well, from what? Well, from the murky chaos in which your culture is embedded. You know, you guys are all inheritors of rich cultural traditions. You know, those aren't just words. Those cultural traditions orient you. They keep you sane. And if they're desiccated and broken up and dead and archaic and lying in the bottom of the chaos, then you better get them back out of there, because without them you're going to live shallow and difficult lives. And that's a bad idea.